You are listening to New York City's hottest online FM station, Who's Next NYC Radio, the best hip hop, R&B, Latin, reggaeton music, featuring DJ Loudmouth and Vero G live weekly, breaking unsigned artists 24/7. Who's Next NYC Radio and WhosNextNYC.com.
You can check the Real G Spotlight magazine. It's out every monthly issue, and you can get that at www.madcloud.com. Again, you get that at www.madcloud.com. It's called the Real G Spotlight magazine. If you would like to be on that, you can contact me on my Instagram at officialverog, and we could.
You are now listening to Who's Next NYC FM Radio exclusively on Live 365 24/7 at WhosNextNYC.com.
Your baby mama's favorite DJ. Go! DJ Loudmouth.
We keep it turned up.
Tri-State #1 DJ on your AM dial.
The following program is sponsored by JM Empire Media and Productions.
Hey guys, welcome to the Vero G Spotlight TV show here with your host, Vero G. We got in the building the one and only, actually he's in the magazine right now, as you see right here, the one and only Sgt Gonzalo Duran, and also running for 78th District, if I got that correct, right? District?
So I'm running for City Council District 17
Okay.
in the Bronx.
In the Bronx, okay. Well, let's give it up for Sgt Gonzalo Duran. Woo! How you been?
I can't complain. It feels like I haven't seen you in a whole week.
Oh, come on, stop. Oh, it's been a while, right? So, I mean, you've been doing a lot since we last saw each other. And tell us more about that, what you've been doing for your campaign and other things as well, events as well.
Well, so let me throw in my campaign hat right now at the moment. So we've been doing a lot of political events, helping out other candidates that may not have the opportunity to be speaking out at the moment. Also for just, throwing in some top secret stuff for you, just for you.
Ooh,
Let it all out right now.
Excited.
I was just recently nominated by the Conservative Party to be the district leader for the 79th district.
Congratulations! All right. Oh,
So in a couple of weeks, you'll find out if my nomination goes through.
But being nominated means a lot. So
Yes, that in itself is a huge platform right there. Awesome. And then now that I have the line for the Conservative Party, everything's going. I'll be in the run into November.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I did petition I'm a registered Democrat, and I did petition with the Democratic Party, but they came at me full force.
Wow. But
Yeah.
you came ready. You ain't getting.
I came ready,
Okay.
and I had some backup plans, and I had some other, this year was pretty different for me. I had a lot of other organizations and parties come reach out to me.
That's awesome.
And, this year it was different though.
Oh, wow.
So this year, I invested in them and got as much information I could.
Yeah.
And this time I wanted to go through the whole process. Because, the Democratic Party, unless you're in that little club that they have, they don't want you in it.
Yeah, they're very selective.
No.
Yeah. Wow. But you're able to break those barriers, though.
So I've been able to break the barriers. And over the last, let's say, I've been working as an executive officer for a nonprofit for 10 years.
Yes.
So my work there is solidified. For the last 8 years, I've been doing political work as well on the side.
Yes.
Not specifically just for me. I mean, I have run before, but giving other individuals the ability to run for office has always been a fundamental project of mine, is to help out. Like if Vero said tomorrow, I want to run for office, I'm like, this is how we're going to do it, okay? Here's the breakdown.
You already know. It's a whole other story with that. The proceedings of it.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, that's amazing. But I like that because now you have more of a power in a sense, not in the bad way, but also the way to help the community.
Yes.
And let's talk about your community work you've been doing for a while as well. Tell about that.
So this June, I will be officially going into my 10-year anniversary.
Congratulations.
And
for Devil Dog USA, by the way.
For Devil Dog USA Incorporated, yeah.
Awesome.
One of the recognitions that I had in the beginning of the year was right here, this handsome-looking guy right here on the front of the magazine, which I appreciate. Thank you, by the way. And then there's some other stuff that's coming out. I've never really made it public on, my years of service until recently when somebody, I forgot what they told me, like, Gonzalo, they mentioned something about a logo.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, so I went back and looking at the logo process, and I realized it's been 10 years since I started doing.
So you have to.
It's been actually 11 years that I've been working for Devil Dog, but officially on paperwork for 10 years. So it started in June 2013.
13, yeah. Okay, so 10 years, yeah. Okay. Wow, that's amazing. So are you going to update the logo or just leaving it the way it is?
I've actually thought about that, but for the moment, we're going to leave it the way it is. Working in the community, the general population, the word devil dog has really been hurting us, because, let's say if I'm going to work with a church and they see devil and they're like,
ooh, I'm not touching that, yeah. Sataria, oh my God, yeah.
But literally every 2 months, we've knocked out maybe over 25 events or so.
Congratulations.
And we've been operational for 10 years. We've helped thousands of people out in different type of programs, from civic engagements to domestic violence to almost anything you can think of. So
awesome.
I don't see us having to change our name or logo as a deterrent.
Okay.
So if for any reason that I thought that it would be, then I would change it automatically.
Okay, so for now you're leaving it now.
For right now, we're leaving. Maybe we might update it, like maybe some, because the way it went about was, and then I teach this as the fundamental for businesses.
Yes.
How do you start your logo? For me, I paid somebody to draw like an outline of it, and then next thing I know, I'm in like Colombia, and I see somebody doing a program on their computer. I'm like, hey, how much would it cost for you to do this for me? And then,
Put it together.
and then put it together. And then I came back home, did a little touch up here and there, and then boom, that's how I was born.
I love that.
So I say that because, you don't know how the process is going to be and how it's going to come out. But that's one example of it.
Okay, definitely. And like I said, you've been doing a lot of community work. You mentioned which ones you've been doing with. Also, you've been doing with the youth.
Yes.
Congratulations, by the way. It's going to throw it in there in the show. You have now a teen youth program.
Yes. So late last year, I was approached by Exalt, an organization that helps teens, and I was developing a program and see what I can do to help out. And we already had a mentoring program to begin with, but we've never really put in any effort into like making it a structured program. Okay. And this year we've done, I want to say 8 teens that I've filtered through the program, 6 or 8 teens, I can't remember at the moment. And the program has been pretty good. And, Vero G's production has been a big part of that, which I appreciate. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Yeah, I think we had a DJ a couple weeks ago on radio.
Yeah.
But he was a little shy, unfortunately.
I was trying to get it out, like, dude, they need to talk to him.
Your name is DJ. Why don't you rap and take the mic? Mom spaghetti and all that stuff.
Oh, well, that's some Eminem stuff. Yeah, G version.
Yeah. Oh, we're not at the other
well,
spot.
Yeah, it's a different kind of story. But I get what you say, yeah. But but that's amazing. You actually have 2 young gentlemen here.
I have 2 teens shadowing me today, so they can see, what it looks like to prepare yourself. Because coming on TV, it's not a simple thing. Talking about the subject, what the outline's going to be, who's the host,
exactly.
Et cetera. Luckily I've read Trials and Tribulations, the autobiography of Vero G. We've worked together for the last 8-9 years.
Oh my
We've done
God, it's been forever.
I think this year alone we've done 3 events, right?
Yeah.
So, coming to this right here, it's normal, it's interactive, we're good. But coming into a different program, you have to prepare yourself, and I want them to see, what it looks like. Hopefully in a month they might be the ones talking here while I'm showering them to see what how they're doing.
That'd be amazing. So, yeah, you like come back. You're like yeah. Awesome. But like I said, congratulations on all what you're doing, your accolades. You also was nominated and you won, which he was I just thrown in there. You're like, wait, what? For the very first annual Vero G Awards, for your hard work and the special recognition award.
Special recognition award. Yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
So once again, I didn't realize that I was at that level of my work because I knock out so much, and there's never really a thought process of what the outcome of it is going to be. It's just trying to knock out something to help out somebody or a group or whatever. So when you get it flipped over like that and somebody's like awarding you, it's like, okay.
It's weird.
It's weird. And I'm like, because I don't think the last time I received an award for my work was maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Oh my God, that's a long time.
It's been a long
Yeah,
time. And I think it was Man of the Year by EMPPC.
Okay.
And then before that was Father of the Year for New York City.
That's big though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was big, yeah. So, it's, but how many, there's really not many awards I can receive because, I've been Veteran of the Year for the Bronx, Advocate of the Year, Humanitarian of the Year, Man of the Year, Father of the Year.
Yeah.
I got a couple awards, but I can't be Father of the State.
Yeah, that's kind of
Veteran of New York City.
I understand.
So I think I've reached my potential of how much I can, but being recognized by a community such as yourself
Thank you.
puts a broader approach to what I'm being recognized for. And when I walked into that, I'm like, you had the a room full of people. You had the artists there. You had all the awards lined up, and I'm like, okay,
This is big
here we
news.
go. I'm like, and then traveling to the location that we were at, and then seeing how it all came together. It was beautiful, by the way, beautiful.
Thank you.
And and looking at the other people that were being recognized, I'm like, you went all out for this one.
Thank you.
And the people you picked to be in a company of them, I already know. I was like, that's an award in itself, just to be nominated, and then winning as well.
No, definitely. And I just feel like, and it's a true story. I feel like we've been doing this for 3 years and it worked, by the way. 3 years putting this because of COVID, that happened. A lot of people, unfortunately, situation. Then the financial. But I realized I wanted to finally have it done. Why? Because I've seen so many people like yourself who do so much. And it's not just to get it for the moment. It's because you love what you do. And I saw a lot of artists out there, especially unsigned, that don't get that recognition. That is way overdue. So that's when we did this. We said we're going to put all we can to make it happen. We did, and it's been amazing. And then we're gonna next year is gonna be bigger and better. So you already know.
I just want to put it out there. Anything that I can do to help out, please let me know, and we'll do our part for help.
We appreciate that. Thank you. You're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be crying. Thank you. So besides community work you're doing, you have a couple of events coming up actually.
Yes, one of them on June 3rd we'll have the State of the District for the 78th District. Awesome. I just got a phone call that on the 30th of May at 2330 Arthur Avenue in the Bronx. I can't remember the name of the bar. Okay. But the Conservative Party will be recognizing me for my 10 years of service.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
So cigar night that night, and supplies while they last.
Well, in other words, get there fast because it'll be going in a heartbeat. You already know.
And let's see what's coming up. We're going to be doing a Father's Day event for fathers that have taken had the custodial parents. Mm-hmm. So because obviously Mother's Day is coming up. Yeah. Everybody loves mothers. I'm trying to get the guys to feel some love as well. Because
in this track, I just throw it in there. You're also a great single. I have to throw it in there. He's a great single dad. Did I say it correctly? Did I say it correctly? Single?
Well, that sounds good enough for me.
Okay, I want to.
The point is for the ladies to know that I am single.
No, that. But I'm saying you're a great dad. Who you know what I'm saying, right? You're like, wait, is this a dating thing? No. I meant to say you are a great dad and you do an exceptional work. Behind the scenes, people don't know that. Like you do it on your own. Yeah. And you've been, but wait, I just gotta say. Did I say correct? Do it right?
It's the other way.
Oh, sorry.
Right, there you go.
That way. I did it right?
So you do it, and then I follow right behind you.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you for serving our country, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I just got to throw that in there because people don't understand, you sacrifice a lot, and, your kids, your family to serve our country and protect it. So I just want to say thank you. Prior to that, like I said, let's go back to you now, your community work, what you're doing. What else are you doing that we don't know?
That you don't know. I don't want to tell you too much because then I'm not going to have anything for next.
I get exclusive.
So let's see the nonprofit work. We already we talked about that. Being nominated. So come if I do get the appointment, starting July, and being an elected official, I'm gonna have to have certain responsibilities. Yeah. So one of the things that I'm gonna do as the District 79. Oh, good. This is my platform right here. You try to knock out one
time
right
right
there.
Talk about it.
So, as the District 79 district leader, my goal would be to increase the other individuals that are surrounding my boundaries. I'm going to bounce around as much as I can, but I want to get a good solid foundation. So I want to have let's say, the first month of July, 10 individuals that are like-minded like me that are standing behind me. The complete month after that, 20. And then the month after that, another, 20 to 30 more.
That's amazing.
So I want to try to build a good, solid foundation of individuals that are, let's say, like-minded individuals like me that want to run for office and have them literally elected officials.
That's amazing.
Their first year, this year, I want to have that.
Oh, is it? Wow. That's awesome.
And then something similar to what you just said today. There's a lot of individuals that are not getting recognized for the work that they are. Me being an elected officials and me working for the last 10 years and seeing the community and knowing people, wink, wink.
Oh, you better stop me. You're going to cry. I was crying earlier. Stop it.
One of my goals is to start recognizing individuals in my capacity of office and awarding them the recognition that they deserve.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to take it as I can. So I appreciate, wink, wink, the offer. I'm going to just take that, yeah.
And, something I a lot of people don't know, let's say, here's a civic lesson, a quick civic lesson.
Yes.
There are only 4 ballot parties that you can run for. Democratic, Republicans, people know about.
Yes.
People don't know about that many about the Conservative Party or the Family Working Party.
Very true.
The Independent Party didn't have enough people and they broke down a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
I didn't know that. Wow.
So I would like to build up the Conservative Party, and this year I believe they have to do their restructuring. So every 2 or 3 years, parties have to restructure in some capacity.
Okay.
And this year I want their September one for the Conservative Party to have a big impact. So that's my goal. If I get my appointment through, and whether it doesn't go through or not, that's my goal to try to build up.
Well, no, that's a good thing because either way, now like I said, you're now in a position to expand and to help other people along the way. So it's a great thing what you're doing, and I commend you for that, definitely. Yeah.
Well, those stuff wouldn't come out if I didn't have the foundation of it built up, and so once again, something like this, talking it out in a public forum, it's a key fundamental.
No, definitely. You already know that. And I just can't wait. And also, I want to just add in here on the show, is it June that they're going to start the voting, right?
So June 27th is the primary. Since I didn't make the Democratic Party, they came at me strong. They got the lawyers to fight my petitions. God. But then this, I'm not trying to be negative or pessimistic, but, the incumbent, I looked at his petitions, and I can tell you right now, they were horrendous. What? And I'm appalled at what I saw. I saw witness signatures that were invalid.
What?
I saw unlegible signatures for petitions. So one volume of a possible 330 signatures, there were only 110 that were maybe, possibly valid. And I didn't look name by name, but if I saw that same trend go over, let's say maybe 50 were probably good, if that.
So you're saying there's a possibility that's maybe falsified?
I'm not saying that they were a possibility. Okay. They were invalid petitions, period. There's no doubt about that. I believe if I had the money for the lawyers, I would have challenged the petitions for that side, and I'm pretty sure they would have gotten kicked off.
So right now at the moment they're
still running because they own the election, the petition process. Okay. It's a very difficult thing. You only have a certain amount of time period to challenge somebody, and it's resources, time, money.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of work, and to get in a short time period. And then you're talking about lawyers and other stuff that you have to deal with,
and that's intimidating too because they're gonna make you seem like, oh well, you're just trying to do what you can, and trying to impact people.
The funny thing is that they're challenging me for the same thing that they're doing, but mine weren't as bad or horrendous as theirs.
Oh, Lord.
So that's the thing that pissed me off. Now, could I challenge them my petitions? Yeah, but once again, time, effort, money,
it's more
lawyers,
behind that.
and I already secured the Conservative Party line, so I'm like, why fight it? Why battle it more? I had a chance to go to the Independent Party as well, and I'm tired of the paperwork. I want to get to work.
I want to get it done.
I want to go to work. I'm holding like anywhere between 20, more than 25 events while I was petitioning, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to double, triple that. So you guys think that you're holding me back. No, now that
You're
the
gonna keep
paperwork done,
going.
I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to double my work efforts, you know?
Oh, mijo. But that's amazing. Yeah, because this is going to motivate you more now.
You know, in the time frame that I was petitioning and doing all this stuff, I actually opened a second office for Devil Dog as
Yes.
well.
Yay.
So it's a community center that's going to be open in the summer. And, you know, I'm telling people right now, it's something to build the foundation for more organizations that maybe not have the resources. We're trying to provide it for you, which we've been doing for the last 10 years.
That's amazing. And I know there's issues we want to talk about as well. The big thing for you is immigration. A big
Yes.
thing for you is the youth. A lot of stuff like the senior citizens. Talk about that. What things that, you know, people want to vote. You know, vote for Gonzalo. Why should they vote for you?
Well, I would say if you wanted to, the reason why you would want to vote for me is because you want change. So, for example, if I am elected for city council, I'm going to take a half pay cut. I'm saying that it's already been pledged and everything. And the reason for that is because the city council that are, you know, right now, and I'm not trying to throw negativity or pessimistic when I say this, but, you know, right now they have a $134,000 paycheck starting as a city council person. And if the city was anywhere where it needs to be, then they would be earning that paycheck. But they're not.
Lord.
They're not. It's clearly that they're not. And on the horrendous part that I saw a couple years back, you know, they increased their paycheck by 34% themselves.
So you already know what the game is about.
So you know the game. So you understand. So, and you know, a lot of things that are going on. I want to make changes to that. So when you say, well, why vote for you? I'm already doing the work of an elected official.
Yes.
I'm just not getting paid for it, and I don't have the manpower or the office the title that they hold.
Right.
But I'm still doing the work already. So me switching over when I'm no longer just Gonzalo Duran, you know, activist, and I'm the District 79 leader, you're going to see a whole different ball game that I'm being because now I have that power.
I like that.
And if it takes me another 2 years, because city council for this specific time period is only going to be for 2 years, so 2025 is going to be the next one. Normally it's a 4-year thing, but through the time frame, it's just broken up into two.
That's weird.
2 terms.
Yeah.
It's just something that happens every couple of years.
Okay.
Anyway, the point is, for my opponent and anybody that's thinking about challenging me in 2 years, know that I'm coming in with 2 years of a political experience and the weight of the people knowing that I'm a political person. Then, what else? You know, in my work capacity and as an activist and individual, I've hit pretty much every demographic you can think about. LGBT, immigration, senior citizens, mental health, domestic violence, community, recreational activities. You know, our recreational programs alone has been funded by the people. We had all the things that we've been doing have no government grants.
It's all right.
These are from the people supporting us.
I love that.
And that's what I want to show, that we don't need to keep on taxing people. We don't need to be begging for money. We have the resources. Putting it together is the hard part.
Yes.
But if you have somebody that people trust, that people want to work with, then it's capable. You have that ability to do it.
I like that. And again, in the magazine, as you guys can see here, he is known as the Robin Hood of the Bronx. If you know what that means, explain that to those people. They don't know.
So
that.
I remember we were having a conversation a couple of months ago, and you were telling me, like, how am I getting all these things done? And I told you, you know, I'm just taking from, you know, these bigger corporations. And so let's say the LGBT event that we had. Sage USA is a large LGBT community nonprofit that helps the elderly LGBT community. So for them to get to the position that they have been in, they needed groundbreaking people to be at that position. But it's been years since we had any progressive moves there. But, you know, there's been controversy recently.
Of course.
But those are more in the negative terms right now. I'm trying to go back and think about the positivities of those situations. So now, if you flip it around, the smaller organizations that are doing a lot of groundwork are that are hard-hitting and making those topics that are in the news right now, they need some foundation to to get their own platform up. And that's what I did in that event.
I love that.
So that shows one way of how you can make a change and build upon it. Now, that same concept is what I would do in office for a different program or a different venue or different situation. So let's say our golf program that we've been doing,
Yes.
I think we hit our 9th year.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
man.
it's the only golf program in New York City that's veteran and community themed at no charge,
Which is rare.
rare.
Yeah.
And the way that we've been keeping it operational is obviously the Turtle Cove Golf Range has been supporting us in that program, but it's the community businesses that are funding the program and Devil Dog putting it all together.
Like a weird.
So if I've been able to do that in the biggest city in New York City, and we're the only one doing it for 9 years, imagine what I could do if I had the funding and the backing from,
You do so much more.
to more. And,
Yeah.
in the past, before the pandemic, we had a golf, scuba, camping program. Once again, things that are done by other organizations in New York City. We were one of the first ones to do it, and we've done it for years.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, when things settle down and people are being more active, we can start requesting funds for those other programs to come back up. Like the golf program, the golf program, we were able to start that immediately.
That's awesome.
The camping, technically, if we had the funds and we weren't focused on other things, we could do it this summer.
Okay,
But
good.
I'm going to try to push it for next year.
Gotcha. Gives
And
you
then the
time.
year, it gives us time. And then the next following year, then we'll try to go back into the scuba program. But understand that the foundation of those things are already in place. It's just we have to find different places because some spots were closed down.
Oh.
So let's say the where we did our practicing for the scuba program closed down.
Oh, wow.
So, but how do you fund for let's say the pool activities if COVID is still
At that
precautions
moment.
is still so high.
Exactly. So true. So true. I will say that. But I think, now they just mentioned it this year. That COVID officially is now gone, supposedly. They say that. So.
Well, I mean, they're trying to say that it's not as well. I would assume that they're trying to say it's not as vamping that it was before.
Yeah.
But it's still a cautionary thing that we still have to think about. Wherever your stance is, we're taking the vaccine is one thing. Are we prepared? If we have another outbreak, what's the next step? Are we prepared? Because we weren't we're not well off that last time.
Exactly.
So, that's one of the reasons why we're holding back to see how things go. Because, let's say our golf program, we've kept it on the base of being able to teach multiple individuals at the same time, but when the restrictions were put on during the pandemic, we could only teach one person in one slot, and that just wouldn't constitute the funds for the program to happen.
It's limitations to that.
It's limitations for us. If I'm taking a picture of just one person that I taught, and I'm asking for funds, it's gonna be that difficult.
It's a lot. But I think what you're doing now is great because, like I said, you're now opening more doors. In the sense that, even though, like I said, I hope people please vote for him. He's a great guy. Please go vote for him in June 27th.
So it's going to be for November for the general elections.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe November 7th.
Okay, that's the election.
That's for the general elections.
Okay.
So the primaries is June 27th. So that's, if I was running a Democratic line, then me and the competition would be there. But I already secured the Conservative Party, so I'm into November. So that's not too much of a concern. Okay. But, and I'm going to be realistic. I'm going to say this, in New York City, I think there's only a few, maybe a handful of positions that are held by the Republican Party. Everything else is Democrat.
Okay.
So I'm coming in knowing that it's going to be an uphill battle.
Right.
But I would prefer for people to not look at, who they're voting for based off of their party line and focus more on what the person's doing and the work that they've accomplished. And, me sitting here and telling the people, look, I'm going to take a half pay cut, get more people in as aides to help me build a bigger, stronger office. My mentorship ability, my work a workability. Those are all things solidified over the last 10 years. You know, what more can I could possibly do to say, look, vote for somebody who's doing the work.
Exactly.
Not just somebody who's perpetually doing the same thing over and over.
Nothing's getting done.
And nothing's getting done.
Very true.
You know, and these guys aren't winning with like hundreds of thousands of votes. They're winning with like a couple thousand.
Oh, Lord.
Which makes it even worse.
You're like, come on, change got to happen.
Change got to happen.
You know?
You know, when we have an elected official that's winning in office, like say an assembly person winning with like 1,200 votes. 1,200 votes.
Damn.
When there's like
a lot of
tens and tens of thousands of people in that, you know, they're saying, you know what, just
it's like 8.7 million people in this world, and only
you're giving somebody $100,000 paycheck.
Exactly.
You know,
this doesn't look right, or doesn't.
And it doesn't sound right. No.
You're right.
And then on top of that, the way things are going, it's horrendous. You know, so.
Definitely. You already know. But besides that, any shout outs you want to give right now?
Not specifically. Okay. But you know, if you guys want to contact me regarding Devil Dog USA, you can reach us at www.devildogusainc.org. You can email me at ceo@devildogusainc.org. You can even call me 516-515-0240. If you're looking for my campaign or anything information like that, www.gonzaloduran.nyc. You can also email me at gonzaloduran at, or is it? Yeah, at
Don't forget your email.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He's like, wait a minute.
gonzalodurannyc@gmail.com.
Awesome.
And you can also reach me at 516-515-0240 as well.
No stalkers, please. No people at 2 a.m.
Yeah, no stalkers.
just because I'm very iffy when it comes to giving a number out. You gotta be careful. But I understand for your reasons. I respect it. But please don't stalk this man, please.
So is there any topics you want to talk about?
Well, quickly because we got to wrap up. But I think me particularly, my main issue for me, I think it's you mentioned LGBTQ community where I saw the event was amazing. You know, you welcome everybody with open arms and people came and supported and it was amazing. And I think my main concern, I think, is they need to have more resources and be more open to us in the community because unfortunately we're still being categorized in certain ways and discrimination still exists, unfortunately. There's a lot of cases you heard people getting killed still, unfortunately. It's just like the unbearable, you know.
You know, there's a lot of situations going on both sides of being pro or against the LGBT community. And me being running on the conservative line, a lot of people are looking at me like, that sounds kind of weird. Well, in the end of the day, when it comes to political parties, I consider myself a moderate conservative. You know, I have a belief in the Constitution, and I have faith. I have faith. I have base faith, strong faith based in faith.
I got you.
I got you.
You got it.
But my concern is always with the people, the general people, not just one side. And helping is the most important thing to me. So, you know, when it came to something like that, my goal is somebody came because they felt unsafe. So how can we try to bridge that gap? Now, there's other things that need to be discussed, but we'll leave that for another time. Yeah. Right now, let's get in a room so we can talk about making those changes.
I love that. All right. Well, I want to thank you so much, you guys, for coming. Gonzalo. It's given for Sgt Gonzalo Duran, by the way. Come on now. And this is vote for November 7th, people. Primaries. All right. I don't know how to say anymore, but just vote. Vote. I'm so excited right now. Thank you guys for coming. I know you want to.